Oh, this is working. It's my first time trying this on here. Hope you can hear me okay. Let me check if this is working. Say hi when you come on. How's everyone? Computer, let's see. Well, it says I'm live. Okay, we are on. This is crazy. It's working. I thought I'll start fiddling around with it already, just in case it all goes horribly wrong. When I come on, let me make sure I can see sort of live chat as it comes in. Oh, there's 6 of you. Hello, Luis Espinosa Music. That is a cool name. That is a cool name. Hope everyone's doing okay. I just had the idea today to just come have a chat, try and get a social life on here, and then I realized that it was the Memorial Day today, so I thought, perfect. They'll be having a hangout. I know for most places they can't actually meet in person, which is fantastic. They can listen online. So I thought, let's hang out online as well. Why not, if that's what they're doing? Who is here who doesn't know what I'm on about? You've never been a witness or had anything to do with them. Oh, good. It sounds okay. Excellent. Thanks, John C. Mitchell Jr. It's great to have you here. It's always great to read your comments as well. Okay. Really good support. So yeah, feel free. Like I want interaction. I want to have a conversation. I wish I could see you guys as well and have that really sort of two-way conversation. But excellent. Okay. Good. So yeah, I wanted to come chat. I'll talk about sort of my recollection of the memorial scene, as it's been quite a number of years now since I went to one, what that was like growing up. But I want to hear from you as well. What was it like for you? And yeah, just have that conversation. Cool. If the doorbell goes, I know it's quite late. I have some food that was meant to have been here a while ago. It hasn't come yet, so there we go. I'll try and finish before I go get it. When was my last one? So that would have been in 2011. So because it was in 2011 that I stopped, but that was in the summer. So I was moving from the UK to Belgium in 2011 in July, 5th of July to be precise. I actually have the date, 5th of July that I moved to Belgium. And I knew when I was moving there that I wasn't going to look for a Kingdom Hall. I wanted to take a break. I talk about this in my journey out video, and I just haven't gone since, which is bizarre because that is the one event of the year that they try and like drive as many people as possible into that. Has any one of you sort of listened today? Are you like out, or are you still having to? You do. You get invited. Yeah. So I mean, the only people that I guess would invite me if that was an open conversation would be my family, but they're all in Nigeria, and to restart the line of communication partially with some of the family, I think it became clear that religion cannot be part of that conversation because I just didn't want to have that conversation because it was the same thing. When are you next going to the Kingdom Hall? And I had to put my foot down. Like I can't keep having these conversations. I'm not going to go back. It's just painful being on the phone. And so, I mean, I had to take a loss for that, which meant that the conversation's quite limited. And because it's sort of the most important thing. I mean, my brother's trying to go live in Bethel. That's how involved he is. My mom's pioneering all the time. So yeah, yes, I actually had a look on the website just before I came on live here. They've streamed some videos online for Nigeria, for the US. I think they have something for Australia as well on their website. I'm guessing they're going to add more to it later on today. Cool. Okay. So many are streaming back in their congregation. Yeah. So they'll probably have that sort of happening. And I guess those countries where maybe they don't feel, actually, no, scrap that. 'Cause I was going to say, is it those countries they feel most people won't have access to the internet? They're doing it on the website for them, but that doesn't explain the US. So yeah. I mean, it is at least good they're not making people go, because with the level of control, if they insisted that witnesses had to meet in person, I think there are people that would go. They've made it. Oh my goodness. That is bizarre, isn't it? And wait, hang on. Do they partake? Because that's one of the strange things about it. It's a very weird tradition, isn't it? No, okay. Where basically everyone's coming together to pass this thing around that no one's gonna partake of. Yeah, it's very strange. I mean, I never personally knew anyone who took it in all the time that I was there. I mean, I think there was a moment growing up quite young where I thought my granddad would take part in it. Well, that he was, but I don't know why I thought that. But no, he wasn't. Yeah, okay. Rejecting Jesus. Well, that's a whole other thing. I was worried about talking about this because I know that some of you are still believers, which I'm not. And so yeah, thank you. Online using technology. All right. Well, there you go. Revelation 11. I feel like I should grab my Bible and see what that says. Yeah, you think it is funny. I think it's so funny. I mean, of course, at the time it's not funny because they take it really seriously. It's like such a somber event. Thanks, John. You too. I think I am. Yes, I definitely think I am right on that path, especially this year. I don't know whether it's just because enough time has passed, or because I've decided to. Basically, I'm sick of feeling sorry for myself. The fact that it's my family. That's I think that's the real loss there. And even after realizing how wrong it was, I was mourning the fact that family was not going to be what I wanted it to be. And I think that's where a lot of sadness was. But I think, this year I am willing to move forward and, just try and find a new way of looking at it, I think. And that's I would say that's probably a huge component of why I'm ready to move forward. But yeah, no, very somber event. You're dressed in your finest, of course. I don't know if it was the same for you. And the Kingdom Hall is usually packed. Thank you. Yeah, you can. I mean, at least I can understand where they're coming from, the right or wrong, especially like my mom, where that's all she's known. She grew up in it, and she's absolutely convinced that my life is at stake here, and she's doing all she can to follow the rules that would bring me back. But yeah, I don't know. It's that fine balance between hoping and not keeping your life on hold, isn't it? Yeah, we're not gonna get upset today. We're not gonna get upset today. So, did you guys actually know anyone who took part in it? What were they like? Because you hear all sorts of things about who these mysterious people are, which is part of why I thought my granddad would take it, because came across as really a gentle guy, at least from when I was old. She was old. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a special kind of place, I guess you've got to be to. Yeah. Well, I would imagine so. I would imagine they would think she was special. I mean, I've heard stories, but I've never actually met anyone. But I've heard stories like there's people when they gave talks, everyone would sort of really pay attention because that's someone who's going to sit right up there to rule. Yeah. I mean, that whole calculation for how you get to that point is like a whole other kind of crazy, isn't it? The gymnastics that you do to get to the 144,000 and interpreting that scripture in Revelation to mean that. Do you know, there's an analogy, can I speak, that I caught wind of in the talk, comparing it to like a wedding where everyone's there, families, but it's only the bride and the groom that take the vows. And so, don't get me started on overlapping generation. Oh, that is, I don't know. I think that's woken some people up though, because at some point you're going to draw the line on what doesn't make sense anymore, right? Is that what got you out? What was it for you? How long have you been out? It'd be good to know. But yeah, so yeah, Kingdom Hall would be packed. I remember, or maybe it's all in my mind. I feel like my parents were always scared one of us kids was gonna never baptize. Good for you. Been out 2 years. Excellent. Hope you're making the most of it. Oh, cool. Okay, so not far off me then. But it's a great time to be out there. I'm like fully out, not just like physically out, but all out, so that you can make the most of life. So are you into music then? Is that the name? Anyway, I'm being nosy. So yeah, I felt like they were always worried one of us was going to take it. So just like, oh god. Okay, full. Excellent. That's the best place to be. That's the best place to be, like fully out physically and mentally, and hopefully it's not done too much damage family wise for you. Yeah, just really terrified, just trying to pass it along as quickly as possible. And then, of course, the people that were serving it round would then like serve the person on the platform, and then the person on the platform would serve them. Very bizarre. What is criminal? I tried to drink the one. Oh, I bet they nearly lost their minds there. Oh my goodness, I can't imagine. It's sort of reverence. I love your videos. I'm mentally out. So hi Taylor, thanks for joining us. Physically in tonight. I'm having to make the oh no. Oh goodness, bless you. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, that's the people, like I feel like it's really rough, that mental gymnastics there. I mean, I can't say I fully get it, but I recall just before I stopped, the mental anguish of going into the Kingdom Hall knowing that I didn't feel like I belonged, not because I thought they were wrong. I can't imagine knowing the crap that it is and having to pretend. Oh, I know. I think I have already sailed through that. I have disappointed them in, yeah. Well, from having a child and not being married, first of all, I guess was the start of the disappointment. And then actually leaving. It is rough. It is rough, and especially when you can't wake them up. I know that for me, I had a lot of years in therapy, like trying to working on making sense of it all, but also finding a new place of where self-worth is going to be coming from, that wouldn't depend on what my family think. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard. I don't know if you were here from the start. That loss of family is one of the hardest things. It is, and especially like the parents, that they're meant to, love you unconditionally, and you don't want to disappoint them. But at the end of the day, I had to decide that I have to live with myself. I have to live in my head with the things that I was doing, with the choices that I was making. And I think for me, having my son really helped as well, because I had to look him in the eye and, do I want to expose him to that as well? Do I want to raise him in that? And I knew that there was no way I wanted him to have all of those growing up as well. And so, hi there, Ayanda, South Africa. That's cool. Good to have you here. Yeah, so I don't know what will help. I think what comes to mind for me is you gotta start with doing the internal work and building your reserve, so that at some point, if you do decide to strike out on your own, you have the resilience, the skills, I guess, to start again. Yeah. Thank you. Hi, Jen. Yes, I was. I actually, education. That's something that I think I'm going to talk about next. I was fortunate, because yes, my mom was boarding and she didn't know anything else. I mean, we're completely off the memorial now, clearly, but I get it. It's my first life, so let's chat. I wanted to chat. He wasn't born in, my dad. He came in as a adult grown human. He'd had some rough times, and which is usually when they either you're born in or when you're going through something rough, that's when they get you. And so from that perspective, he had family members that were sort of a reference point to what life is like with or without education, especially in a place like Nigeria, where there aren't a lot of options to, I don't want to say make it, but give yourself a chance, really, to know that you're going to be okay, whatever okay is. And so he was interested in having us get an education because he saw the difference it made for his family members. Of course, he was worried. Of course, but he was desperate enough to want a little bit more. And so, I do realize I am quite fortunate there. And then, of course, being able to actually leave, because I keep saying it. I think if I still lived in Nigeria, I don't know how successful I would have been in terms of leaving the religion, because it's a whole other thing when they're within reach versus thousands of miles away. I haven't seen them for, gosh, what are we on now? 2020. It'll be 12 years since I've seen them. So an education. You're from South America. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, exactly. They have this thing where they have to, at least for some families anyway, balance this organization doesn't speak well of this, but in our culture, that is literally the only way to make something of yourself, whatever that is. So good. So yeah, good. I'm glad you're able to get that. Thank you, Taylor. I really hope that you, I don't know, get to a point where you can be yourself, because that's all you can be, isn't it? Yes, family is important. I had to learn that sometimes you can make your own. You can make your own family and go with it. It doesn't mean that you care about them less. It's just being true to yourself. Some cultures are more loose. Yeah, I guess so. Yes, there are those cultural differences. As much as they try and make everyone a cookie cutter, which goes back to, I guess, the stark difference for me when I moved from Nigeria was, at the time, it looked like the level of hypocrisy was wildly different. There was a lot of more, it looked openness and more, yeah, people being actually what they said they were here than in Nigeria, which culture plays into that as well. If everyone's trying to look a certain way, and you know that you are going to lose out big time if you do anything different, yeah, it's not an option to leave. So there'll be a lot more people saying one thing and doing something else. Yeah. So some of you guys have had to listen in on this stuff then, and make bread and no, don't start me on Stephen Lett. Oh goodness me. It's a joke, isn't it? It's the last of the last days. Seriously. The upsetting thing for me, because I mean, I try not to follow too closely every single thing they're saying. For me, it's more about what it's doing to the people. So in the XJW groups that I'm in, it's really sad to see people genuinely having anxiety and panicked about whether this could be it. This could be what they've been waiting for. And it's really frustrating and infuriating to take advantage of stuff like that. And yeah, it's, I wonder how much of this stuff people like Stephen Lett and the rest of his crew, how much they actually believe versus them being deceived themselves. I feel like on some level, like, you've got to know, right? I wonder. No, yeah, so I think shameful that saying stuff like that to make people even more scared and even more panicked, to staying. It's disgraceful. If he believes that himself and genuinely thinks that that's the case, then I don't know what to say. It gets to a point where people have given so much of their lives to it, you kind of just want them to stay there, because if they wake up and realize that their whole lives have been wasted, the regret might even be worse than anything. Anyway, just I thought, what do you think? Be good to know. I was able to get my education even though my parents were super strict. Good. I left 5 years ago at age 30. Oh no, completely shunned. Yeah. So are you you're in South Africa, right? What's that like? So did you have to like move to a different city, or are you in the same city? Do you see them? Being financially independent, yes, that would definitely help, right? That would mean that you can make your own choices. And yeah, I think that makes the whole difference for me. I mean, I don't think my family's gonna see this anyway. You never know. But I don't know if it's the same in South Africa, at least in the part of Nigeria where I'm from, where I grew up. There's a kind of an unspoken understanding that your parents looked after you when you were a kid, and so when the tables turn or when you get older, you do the same for them, from a financial point of view. So it's an unspoken thing. It's just what it is. And so more than happy to do that, like I sort of do now. And I don't know whether that in some ways, how do I put this, impacts whether they can cut me off completely. I don't know. I know that I certainly had to make peace with the fact that this was just something that I was going to do. It doesn't depend on however they react and not react. But I don't know whether the fact that that dynamic is there, they feel like they can't cut it off completely. Oh no. How does that make you feel, Louise? Like that? Because for a while it did make me feel icky and like quite sad, and you can feel used. Do you know, I can actually say this because this is a conversation that I've actually had with my dad, to say I don't know whether this is, I don't know if I'm being used. But I've made peace with that. Like, I don't care. You know, I can, so I'll do it. Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, you feel like it's the only way you can, as long as that feels okay for you, you know, like some kind of peace with that. It is a shame. It shouldn't have to be like that. You shouldn't have to do stuff like that to get your parents to want to be in your life. It's just, yeah, absolutely. It's all conditional. It is all conditional, which is disgraceful. I think these are people who maybe if they were thinking for themselves, you would hope that they wouldn't do the same. Or well, this is how I'm trying to make peace with it. Is it's they feel that is the best, that's the way that they have to be. And so yeah. So Louise, are you still, hang on, I don't know if I missed this. So you're from South America. Are you there right now, or have you moved? Did that help? Yeah. And hope you found some people around. Oh my goodness. Found some people around to be that family thing. You live in the US. Awesome. Great. Okay. Taylor, some woman told your mom this will be the last time. I have to laugh about this stuff. Oh, goodness me. Okay. That's how stories blow out of proportion, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, stories blow out of proportion. They start telling tales now. It's all scare tactic, isn't it? In South Africa, saying that if your parents need you financial, yeah. So, do you think all parents do that? So I don't know. So the thing is, my mom's completely. I don't remember the last time I spoke to her. Genuinely, I don't. She is quite black and white. I don't mean this in a bad way, but they say it, she does it. And so I don't remember the last time I spoke to her, actually. Like I said, my dad was aborting, but I'm sure like she's getting some benefit from that, which is fine. He's more flexible. There's always a condition. So there was a point where there was talk about me coming round to visit, and something along the lines of, well, if you're going to do that, we need to move somewhere where people don't know us. So that otherwise, if the people around ask me about you having a child or whatever, I'm going to say, I don't know about it, which at the time that really hurt. And I don't know. I don't want to get upset today. But yeah. Yeah, it's the hypocrisy. Goodness me. You live 3 provinces away to cut your beard. Yeah, they need to define that. What is a full-on apostate life? Having beards? Oh my goodness. The burning test. Yeah. Yes, John. Yes. Yeah, especially if their whole family is in. I'm still laughing about full-on apostate life. Wearing tight pants, keeping a beard. What else? pillows. You know about pillows, Pillowgate, how many pillows? Yeah, yeah, well, yes, that will get you there. Although Tony Morris, though, what does that make him? Yeah, I, yeah. So going back to your point, then I guess they're happy to look the other way as long as their friends, the people they have to keep up appearances with, don't get to know about it because they want to keep. I mean, my dad quite likes being an elder. It's been one for most of the life that I remember. So, yeah, exactly. Oh, yes. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. Then, it's then on some level, maybe they know it doesn't make sense, but fear is a powerful thing. Fear is a powerful thing. When you believe that your life actually depends on this, but at the same time, you're being told to do stuff that doesn't make sense. Okay, someone had a child or someone, I don't know what effort you guys did or didn't do. As we know, it doesn't take a lot for people to get kicked out. That clearly doesn't hurt anybody else. It's just there must be some kind of conflict there. Yes. The Facebook thing told my mom to delete some really? Oh, what? She's asking you to delete people from your Facebook? Wow. No, the only thing I had, this was a while ago now, maybe right when I first woke up 2 years ago, being told to not post some things on there because the friends might see it and then they might start asking questions. And so just hide it, no pictures of your child because as far as they know, you shouldn't have one. Well, tough, tough. So when I put up like a documentary, share it, or like a news article where they've gone to court again, and they're just like, oh no, because for some reason, witnesses that I grew up with, they keep finding me and adding me. So, well, if you're going to stay there, you're going to know what's happening. So, when suicide is involved, yes, John, absolutely. That's when it gets serious. That's yeah. What is that? Is that the Leah Remini documentary from? Is that last year or 2 years ago? Where we have a family where two people died. I think there was definitely one that was suicide, or probably both, just because of the torture. Yeah, that's when it becomes. It's not a joking matter. Yeah. How do you live with yourself? It's people like that you just like don't wake up, so you don't realize what you've done. It's sick. Did I ever discuss my reasons for leaving? I was gonna get wine, but okay, I don't know why I got so loud there. I haven't been able to face going to the shop. The last time I went, which was maybe like 2 weeks ago, very strange vibe outside, strange vibe in the shop. I didn't want to go back, so I did want to get one because I thought that would have been perfect, right? Seeing as I never, of course, I didn't have it when I was a witness in the nearly 4 years that I tried out other churches, Pentecostal type thing, and they would have communion. I was still too terrified to try it. I would either leave the room or go do something else. And they always thought it was weird. So I could have next year, if we're still here, we're sitting down, we're getting the whole thing and we're giving it a go. Yeah. If I have the presence of mind to do a live again, we'll definitely do that. Did I ever discuss my reasons for leaving? I don't think they did want to hear it. So I mean, there's some, like I've had some serious conversations with my dad, because the only one that we can sort of have that conversation. But it was more focused on sort of stuff from childhood that made it not sit right. And so, but not sort of the journey of leaving. They'll probably find out on YouTube if they ever did, because that's where I go through the journey. So I think they're knocking with my food. They're gonna leave it outside the door. That's what they do these days anyway. So no, I haven't. It would be nice to though, but I'm not gonna make them listen to it. It's fine. Anybody drinking wine there? Anyone drinking, for those of us that haven't got any? It'd be good to know. So yeah, this is fun. About 35 minutes in. What else did I want to talk about? No, it was really just about the memorial, but also to chat as well. And it's great to have you guys on. I just wanted to talk about that, since it was the day today, and they are all sitting there doing it. Strange year for them, like we've talked about. It's probably the first time they've not been able to get together to do that. Good. I'm glad it's okay. Once I am able to do them on my mobile as well, because at this point you have to get to a certain number of subscribers or whatever. I'm still figuring out how it all works. For you to be able to do it on your mobile, then I should have better video quality. Because I know this is grainy. It's on my laptop rather than my phone that I would use. It's all low budget here. But yes, it'll be good when I can do it then and have better video quality. Just grape juice. Oh, that would do. Close enough. Close enough. That's where it comes from. So Taylor, you said that you've had to like make the bread and stuff. Is that all done now? I'm guessing you're all done for the evening with that. And so, yeah, I don't know. I didn't have, so I've got shopping coming on Thursday, since we're all chatting. I don't have any wine in there either. I do have cider. Maybe that would do. I don't like the apple cider from time to time. That will have to do for now. And I've got oatcakes, so that'll be close enough. Zoom memorials dressing up to video call party at home. They just got really irritated, like, it's completely weird. Yeah, that's what Taylor was saying, that's what they had to do. It's very bizarre. And then I guess they have talks on the website that they can listen to as well, or stream if their congregation is doing it. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. You hate it when people. So tell me. So like, are people turning on the videos at home to do this Zoom thing, or like how is it working? The numbers are going to be down this year though, because that's like the one event where they try and get a lot of people and up the numbers. They're not going to have anything to report unless people will be turning in the numbers from their homes to see how many people were listening in. Oh, well, you can turn on a video and they can, okay, right. I bet they're happy about Zoom then. Everyone's on Zoom these days. It's very... But I still say at least they didn't make people or sort of insist on them coming in, because I know a lot of people would have done it. And so I don't actually know what my family did, but like I said, I try not, we don't talk about it. Just that's their thing. You do that. I'll stay off it. More people are coming on. Okay. No. So I saw that the talks were about half an hour long. So did you like do it is it like exactly the same structure as you would do when... All right, okay, you receive... Okay, interesting. I wonder if If they want to do this sort of going forward, lots of interesting possibilities here for them as they go more online anyway, whether they want to do it like this. But they need to count the numbers. They need to be able to brag about how many people came, right? Because it's like the one event, even the people that haven't been for years, interested people. Oh, right. 12-step groups. So it's like addiction groups then, John. Yeah. They've used Zoom as well. Okay. I mean, for my day job, I don't use videos. Nobody knows me. Put through that every day, but I spend a lot of time in meetings as well during the day. So I know my son's been having to have his dance classes via Zoom. So his dance lesson he would have on a Saturday, they're having it on Zoom. So just for laughs, add used to the Oh no, they can't cook. Dear me. Think it's probably late for that now. It's done. Yeah. All right. Are you, John? Okay. So you use it as well. Cool. It's this Satan system bringing all these options and solutions for them, isn't it? But other ways that they can do it. Yeah, I know, too late. Well, we don't want COVID-19 next year, but unless there's those places that are hours behind, they probably still have it to come. But do you know, as far as things go, I was thinking this is yes, it's silly, it's funny, but I think it's harmless. What do you guys think? Like, it's people getting around, spending their precious time that they could be doing something useful, passing stuff around. But like, me, if you can close your ears and not listen to the garbage, you don't use them. Okay, yeah, but I think it's kind of harmless and not too offend. I don't know if I have any Christians here, but for me, what is more disturbing is sort of the reason behind it, actually. The whole concept of blood sacrifice and human sacrifice. I find that really bizarre. And it happens to be one of the core teachings, isn't it, of witnesses? They'll count the internet clicks. You think they'll do that? Inflate the numbers. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Jim from Zambia. Okay, you had your live memorial. It was awesome, was it? Oh, okay. Good for you. Yeah, okay. And to me, it is a ritual. It sure is. I remember as a kid sitting there, it's very bizarre. We're just passing this stuff that no one's having that used to. Anyway, yeah, the whole thing of blood sacrifice, it's when I was trying to start afresh, when I thought I needed a fresh start, after I moved to the UK, I felt like if I could get a fresh start, like study again, and if I could just like find some connection to the ransom, that was the thing I was going for. That if I could click on that, that might just do the trick and make me love Jehovah. Which it didn't really work. It didn't really click. Which, in hindsight, that makes sense. Blood sacrifices, really? Let's celebrate eating someone's flesh and drinking their blood. It's bizarre to me, but I have friends who believe this stuff. Like I said, it is core to the Christian faith, but it's just something else that, yeah, very strange. Like a zombie, yes. If you're a kid, very terrified of dropping it. Yeah, it's all very serious, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Well, any more. For a first run, not bad. Not bad for a live stream. When I left in Nigeria, I stopped being a Christian. Yeah. So was that, John, was that an active, like, process for you, or did you? Because for me, it was like, okay, I think what they teach is crazy, but actually, they've got scriptures to back it up. And then I went back to the scriptures, which is, of all the literature, is one of the things I actually kept, like the Bible. I know a lot of Christians will say it's not a real Bible, whatever. I don't think that there's that many differences to make it tell a completely different story. It's one of the things I kept. All right, let me go back and actually look at this stuff. And once I was looking at it from not a point of view of I'm going to try and make it like making presumptions, making excuses, but actually like, let's go through this thing properly. I mean, I know I have a problem with the book. It doesn't look like something that's from a God. If it is, I don't think I want anything to do with that God. So, yeah, horrifying image of Jesus on the stake. And yeah, I know, right? Oh gosh, I know. A lot of that material is not appropriate for kids at all. I think there was some, I don't know if it's Switzerland or Sweden, don't quote me on that, but I think some Scandinavian country where someone's actually reported them for some of the material. I don't know if it was the videos that this is not appropriate for kids. You know, it gives nightmares. It's terrifying. So John, you became a dad. It was the blood law. Okay for me, but not for my son. Yeah, so I'm guessing you couldn't see yourself raising, like having your child believe that. I saw a video on YouTube, maybe like last year. I don't know if it's Seth Andrews that made it. It got to me where it's like speaking to a newborn child, a child that has just been born, and telling them all of the reasons why they already deserve to die and why they need this blood sacrifice to save them. It's really, yeah. If I can find it, I'll put it back on. Let's see. I was like, how this fit? Yeah. The memorial is always creepy for me. You're a ministerial servant from 9. Oh, that's quite young, isn't it? So you had the hand in. Oh, bless you. Yeah. What was that like? Yeah. It's us sisters. You know, we don't get to really see much about what's going on the back end. Yeah, I bet that was creepy. So did you guys like pour it out later? I'm just curious what's going on. I'm not a fan of not using reasoning or questioning. Religion doesn't. Yep. It's that childlike faith. You gotta be like a child. You gotta be like a child and be subservient and take what you're told. And if it doesn't make sense, then it's you. You just need to wait until you understand it. But until then, you've got to believe it. It's like the whole sheep analogy, isn't it? Like it's right there. Like you're meant to be sheep. You're meant to be like a child. And even when something disgust, yeah, wait on Jehovah. Yes, I know. Oh no. Oh, the amount of horrible stuff that they tried to cover up with that. Yeah. Oh, goodness me. Right. Ayanda, I'm like John and yourself, probably atheist my whole life. Yeah. At meetings and conducting study. Yes, I completely. It sounds like we're quite similar. It sounds like we're quite similar. I always felt like there was just something wrong with me, which is why it wasn't connecting. I used to say I must have a piece of rock where my heart was meant to be, because it was. I mean, I believed or accepted somehow that the Jehovah being was real, but that there was just this divide between us that just it wasn't connecting, and I don't know why. And just hoping that someday it was going to connect, someday it was going to fit, because the consequences of that were scary. And I say all this in my waking up video, that any minute now I am going to be struck down because for some reason I can't connect. And so horrifying. Scary. Where else? Yep. Well, this is a well-oiled machine, Louise. They have literally the same material being printed out to all of us. They have the same script. They're having the same meetings worldwide, and they're proud of that. That all over the world, witnesses, they are learning exactly the same thing this week. Isn't that great? Isn't that wonderful? Like, they all have the same script book. They've got this thing down. They've got it down. Congress would hold a meeting dry run. Oh, so this is in preparation for the memorial then. I wonder how to hold and pass the wine. Who passes for the passes? Oh, wow. Okay. Like a rehearsal dry. Okay, so I'm guessing, John, did you have that as well then? Okay, so this is all the work that goes in. Oh, it's bizarre. It's bizarre. I know that the churches that I ended up going to, it was a lot more relaxed. I don't know if any of you ever did that. So I think they had like little shot glasses, and they would have them all out in front, and people would go and grab a piece and come back either by themselves, or it's like a family, they would huddle together and sort of take it. And the last church that I went to before I gave it up completely, they actually did the passing round, which a bit unhygienic. They were literally all drinking from the same cup, and they would have like a piece of napkin or tissue. I've never had it, so I don't know. They would pass it around, and I thought, oh, I don't know if I want to be doing that. Definitely not at a time like this with what's going on. You don't want to be passing. This is a group of like 50 to 70 people. Yeah, I know, right? I know. But yeah, as long as you wipe it afterwards, gotta drink that blood of Christ. So, it's a privilege. It's an honor to do that. Okay, I'm not going to make fun of it. But it's bizarre. It's bizarre, but I think religion, or at least I haven't tried all of them. Obviously, I only know about Christianity. I think it's here to stay for now, and it's what it is. Yeah, but yes, I guess they'll be doing something similar then, right? Because I know some of my friends, they've been having online services as well, so I'm guessing they'll do the same thing. Actually, I think they started to do grape juice rather than wine, because some people who potentially just to care about people who might have had a drinking problem in the past, and so don't want to trigger them. I don't know if that was ever the case. Do you know, was it always actual wine, or John, or did they ever use something else? So I know for this church they had to use grape juice at some point to not trigger people, and of course people were giving it to the kids as well, so I guess it makes sense to have something else. Did anyone look into, that's the last thing I will talk about, how the numbers kept going up, like people that were actually taking part, and so they could be mentally diseased thing sort of came up. Hold on, my phone's ringing. I'm guessing that thing is finally here. Okay, hopefully they'll just leave it at the door. Thinking that they must be out of their mind for them to think they qualified. So I hoped one day the spirit would take and I'll be like my mates who went 20 years. Oh, is that what did it for you then? Overlapping generation. Yeah. Do you know what? You might have a point there, Louise. Like, it takes I don't know what it takes to get to that point where you believe this. I don't know. Yeah, you might have a point there. Overlapping generation talk. So like really quite recent, isn't it? Because I think that was only recently. They didn't know what they were talking about. It's only so many times you can move the goalpost, isn't it? Before it doesn't make sense anymore. So yeah, only so many times. Okay. If that food is here, I should probably go eat it. Super late dinner for me, but these days, all of the days are all days and stuff. Hey, David, you finally made it. I know you're the first one that said that you were going to be there. And now I'm planning to wrap up. That's a shame. But next one. And you can catch up in the comments as well, because obviously I'm going to try to post this. I hope it's going to work, that I can post it. Otherwise, we'll have just had a lovely conversation at a moment in time and I won't have it. 2010, really? Has it been around that long? No, I don't think they had it when I was still in, because I left in 2011. I don't remember it. Okay, I should probably really take this call to see. Yeah, I think it's the food. I'm getting antsy. But no, it's been really good to chat with you all and just have our own, I don't want to say our own memorial. If it's better to have it later in the day, because I know a lot of the people that watch are in the US, I can do that as well, so that it's a bit later and a better time for you guys next time I do it. But yeah, this has been a really good chat. Thank you. I was worried I didn't know how I was gonna go, but no, it's been really fun. It's been really fun. Love talking to you all. I'll, like I said, try and post this up, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you, you too. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much. Speak to you on the next one. Bye.